man, we finna watch a video from Unorthodox. This is why the no-kill rule doesn't work. Let's get it.
You beat up the bullies with your fists, you throw them in jail, and then a month, a week, a day later, they're back on the streets doing the same goddamn thing.
Bruce, I forgive you for not saving me, but why on God's earth is he still alive?
Talk about it. Talk about it.
I don't agree with the no-kill rule. I've been feeling this way for a while.
Talk to
I think
me.
it took until Daredevil Born Again Season 2 to conclude for me to really understand why. And to preface, I think it can and does work for a lot of superheroes, like Spider-Man for example, who's not only a symbol of hope, but either has the strength to stop his villains without killing them.
Stop trying to. I'm in control, buddy.
Or doesn't really have a reason to kill them, since most of them operate under the guise of scientific experimentations gone wrong. So that's where it can work, but for heroes like Batman and Daredevil who are
They need to kill. I like that nigga Joker needs to die. I ain't even gonna lie, there's some niggas that need to die in Spider-Man. Let's really talk about it. Let's get that out there. Now some of them don't need to die. Like Sandman, I don't think Sandman needs to die. I don't think Electro, I forgot his name. I don't think he needs to die. There's a lot of villains, you know, see, not even Doc Ock. Not even Doc Ock needs to. Goblin gotta go. Sorry. Like, no. Goblin gotta go. Like, he has to go. We let's not, okay. Like, Doc Ock got taken control over by the legs. You know what I'm saying? Fucking everybody else is just like experiment. Goblin, no, he gotta die.
operate in a very different world and whose villains supersede the typical type of villainy we see.
Joker needed to die. Joker should have been dead.
Watch the world burn.
That same no-kill rule can really start to have serious ramifications on the legitimacy of the story and the viewer's image of the hero in question, when they not only prioritize their moral code over the same people they swore to protect,
Literally.
but when that code actively forces them into a situation where they're saving the exact threat who turns around and wreaks the exact same havoc.
Literally.
Why'd you take a bullet for that, asshole?
So, in this video, we're going to look at why the no-kill rule has not only become fundamentally flawed, but how that same rule is also starting to...
You're literally, by saving them, you're putting more lives in danger. Literally. Everybody, you're costing more lives by not killing this person multiple times. Every time this nigga gets free, he kills 10 people. And you choose to not kill him so he can get free again and kill 10 more people. You're literally dooming people at all times.
Great villains out of the morally strongest heroes. So, as much as I disagree with the no-kill rule, a lot of the time I am in favor of it. I don't really think heroes should be killing, because not only does it grade the moral line between the hero and what they're fighting against.
Hey, bro, I don't even think the hero has to do it, right? The city can. You capture them, the city put them to... You didn't do it. You didn't kill them. They punished for their crimes. Firing squad. By stoning. Something. Don't let these niggas keep sitting in prisons for months and months where they can plan and escape. No, as soon as you capture them niggas, die. You know what I'm saying? Get the city to do it. Fuck it. But stop holding on to these niggas. Like...
Come on! Kill me! No! You don't get to destroy who I am!
I believe the restraint and mercy that they show is a driving factor in why they're so inspirational in the first place.
True.
Take Daredevil, for example. A massive reason the character is so beloved in the Netflix series is because of his strict adherence to that rule.
No killing.
With his heavy ties to Catholicism and deeply rooted belief in redemption, making his struggles to cross that line extremely believable and compelling. And honestly, from a personal standpoint, I think the Netflix series is my favorite example of how to handle a no-kill rule, because it often ends up superseding a personal struggle and usually ends up involving the surrounding cast. And those struggles end up being some of the most memorable moments in the series, such as Father Lantom's dialogue in season 1 when Matt wrestles with the idea of killing Fisk.
I know my soul is damned if I take his life.
Are you struggling with the fact that you don't want to kill this man, but have to? Or that you don't have to kill him, but want to?
Or when Matt is given the ultimate test to get revenge on Roscoe Sweeney for murdering his dad, in which he quite literally...
Can't do that.
And it would be kind of silly for me not to mention one of, if not the most revered scenes in comic book media, which literally takes place as a result of this ideological conflict between the Punisher and Daredevil, where for the very first time in the series, we were given a character whose ideology directly juxtaposed that of Matt's.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call. I think you and me are the shit. Only I do the one thing that you can't. You...
Next, hey, bro, stop that. Stop that. See, there's a difference between your moral code and telling everybody that they don't need to kill. Some niggas need to die. They do. They do. Your moral compass is safe. You don't got to do it. But somebody got to do the killing. Somebody got to get that shit done.
Hit them and they get back up. I hit them and they stay down.
And the Punisher in this situation could have easily have been right. But the original series worked really hard to dispel the Punisher's ideology. Because yes, whilst the legal system was absolutely shot to pieces, with Fisk not only able to take over an entire prison, but also influence the outcome of a court hearing from his cell and get himself freed. The show did end up sending the right message by having the characters use the same legal system that he controlled to put him away, thus preventing Matt from going down the wrong path and proving that the justice system can work.
He's alive.
Thank God.
So that's, in my opinion, the absolute best case scenario of the no-kill rule working, because not only can we see how it ties heavily into the character's identity, but at the same time we also see how the writing brilliantly addresses the elephant in the room by constantly juxtaposing the protagonist's beliefs against opposing ideologies like Frank Castle's. The story is able to challenge the hero but ultimately ends up validating them. On the other hand, when we look at other examples or even more recent examples in media, a lot of questions do and have actually started to arise at how legitimate this ideology actually is.
Like sometimes, yeah, but like, why is these niggas? There is no reason on God's green earth why Joker should be alive. There's no reason at all on why Joker should be alive. You cannot convince me. You cannot convince me
Anymore, because what used to look like a moral boundary preventing the hero from becoming a monster,
If I allow myself to go down into that place, I'll never come back.
is actually now starting to look more like a shield protecting one, especially when that same moral restraint is actively guaranteeing that the villain in question lives to slaughter innocent people another day.
Another day.
Back on the streets doing the same goddamn thing.
So having gone over the positives that come with the no-kill rule, in this section we're going to look at how that same rule is not only becoming an ineffective means of storytelling, but how it's being written in a way that's not only starting to validate anti-heroes, but
bro, literally, you validate anti-heroes. You're sacrificing your friends for this moral. You're like sacrificing your friendships and also probably their lives to save someone that's going to keep killing whether you want them to or not. Like, at what point is this dumb as fuck to keep them alive?
simultaneously invalidating traditional heroes.
You ain't gonna kill me.
Do I look like Batman to you?
Now, there's a couple reasons why I think the no-kill rule is a fundamentally broken framework. And I want to start with the lesser issue of those that I have in mind. Just because a hero doesn't kill on screen doesn't mean their actions aren't lethal.
What do you mean by that?
Look, whilst this isn't a major issue...
Yo, real shit, let's be honest. Some of these niggas is dead. Just because you didn't kill them right away don't mean they survived in the hospital. Like, real shit. Real shit. Like, that niggas is probably... Bro, I saw Batman kill a nigga off a 3-story building. That nigga's not alive. Okay? You kick that nigga off a 3-story building. He's not alive.
Compared to the others that I'll subsequently get onto, it does raise a massive question about the physical contradiction of their code. Because a lot of the times, the narrative expects us to believe in their restraint and the idea that they're not actually killing the protagonists they're pitched against. But what we often see on screen with our own eyes tells a completely different story. The force that these heroes often end up using against non-powered criminals and antagonists.
It's like, damn, you literally beating them into an inch of their fucking life, but finishing a job is, you know what I'm saying? That's like putting down a injured animal, nigga. What quality of life is he gonna have after this? You might as well kill a nigga. This nigga's never gonna walk again. He can't even speak no more. He gotta use a computer. He gotta type to get his message across and move around. That's not even quality of life. You should have just killed the nigga. Real shit.
Might not kill in the moment.
Is he dead?
He'll live.
But when you actually think about it, the ramifications have to be fatal a lot of the times. For example, we've seen Daredevil drop a fire extinguisher, torture someone, and throw that same person off a rooftop. And yes, while Simon didn't exactly die in the show because of these actions, let's be honest, in any realistic scenario, a person is definitely more than likely to succumb to the long-term brain injury down the line. Take Jessica Jones as another example. She has a strict personal boundary against needless killing.
If you kill him,
Then you're the bad guy.
A boundary so profound, need I remind you that by the end of her own series, she literally turned her own sister over to the authorities for becoming a lethal vigilante.
2 counts of murder in the first degree. 1 count of murder in the second degree.
Wow.
Yet, in Daredevil Born Again, she kicks an explosive canister right into an anti-vigilante task force officer's head. Just to preface, these officers are normal humans.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
As well. And whilst that specific officer in question didn't die on screen, they most likely again would have had to have succumbed to those injuries off screen. Especially when you combine Jessica's super strength with the canister flying at a human skull at that kind of velocity. So again, this isn't the biggest problem with the no-kill rule, but it kinda brings the moral integrity of traditional heroes into question, and inadvertently makes vigilantes look honest.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Because at least when a vigilante like the Punisher or Red Hood use lethal force, their actions almost always match their philosophy. Contrarily, traditional heroes lose that honesty, because more often than not, their respective stories often allow them to commit brutal actions that would realistically kill a human being. Yet the narrative completely disregards the long-term fatality of said actions, just because the antagonist in question doesn't drop dead in that exact moment.
Literally.
Now, my next issue is what I'm personally gonna call the system problem.
No prison can keep me.
Because in my opinion, for a no-kill rule to really work, it requires a somewhat functioning legal system. A great example of this is Insomniac's Spider-Man, because when he defeats his enemies, the narrative almost always shows us a system capable of handling them. Villains like Dr. Octavius, Wilson Fisk in this universe, or even Scorpion are either placed behind bars or sent to the raft. And if they do end up breaking out, it's almost always between transportation or as a result of a mass breakout. So really only ever under extreme circumstances. And as you can see in this specific context, the no-kill rule works really well, because more often than not, Spider-Man stops the immediate threat and
But like, they still escape though. Like they still constantly escape and put people's life. Like if you're gonna do that, stop transferring these niggas. Stop doing transfers. Stop doing all of that shit. Cause these niggas, they gonna kill somebody. Real shit. Like they gonna kill somebody, bro.
competent justice system takes over the rest of the responsibility.
I'll make sure you get the best help.
Whereas in relation to Batman and Daredevil, that legal system 9 times out of 10
corrupted.
never works.
Corrupted.
And I'd actually argue the legal system is only used as a quick breather for the audience from the villain before they're inevitably brought back. And this is where it starts to destroy the legitimacy of the respective stories and the no-kill rule as a concept, because it starts to become an endless loop of negligence. In order to keep the antagonist around and justify their existence, the protagonist in question either has to keep acting as if the same system that's failing is suddenly going to work, or even worse, the hero's character has to be assassinated so much so they become blind to the actions of the villain.
If you say to me that you're a new man, I say fine.
A few moments later.
An initiative created by this man, Mayor Fisk, in furtherance of his criminal agenda.
So the last and biggest problem I have with the no-kill rule is when the hero actively goes out of their way to save the villain. Now, to be completely clear, like I mentioned at the very beginning of,
if these villains don't want to live no more, stop saving them. They're villains. They're going to kill again, and you keep saving them. It's not even like you're not even doing the killing. Why are you stopping them? You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy.
Video. I am not advocating for heroes to become cold-blooded executioners. I don't want to see Batman carry a gun, and I definitely don't want to see Daredevil snap Wilson Fisk's neck. But I do think jumping in to save them could be classed as a villainous act. Because in media, Wilson Fisk and the Joker have been shown to be completely irredeemable. When you save them or give them second chances, they don't think twice at all before they re-offend. And oftentimes re-offend a lot worse.
And literally, kill your partners, kill your friends, kill your family, kill your loved ones, your girls, your kids. Like, nigga, when the fuck are we gonna stop giving these niggas second chances?
For example, in the Arkham series, Batman saves the Joker in Arkham Origins, and of course the system fails like it always does. As a result, as stated in Arkham Knight, Joker is able to murder kindergarteners and stitch their bodies together, leaving a
and then you just let him do it again. And then you like, yeah, but you know, lock him up. Yeah, but let's put him back in the let's put him back in the asylum that he escaped from, so he can do it again. Like what? Why are we doing this?
Mother having to piece her child together, which prompts Jason Todd to go after him, leading to his subsequent capture and torture for 2 years, where he was beaten and branded.
No, please, no.
Jesus.
And the same thing happens in Daredevil. Every time Matt saves Fisk, the countless deaths that happen as a result are arguably his fault.
Literally.
Which starts to vindicate vigilantes like Punisher and Red Hood, whose methods would arguably stop the countless deaths.
If you will
Literally.
kill this psychotic piece of filth, I will.
Hey, I'm a fan of Get Him Out of Here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know me, chat. I am a fan of Get Him Out of Here, get them gone. They don't need to still be around. Prison's not gonna help. They gotta go. They got to go. They got to go.